He speaks at local and international conference, that he does that in person or and also virtually. Sulaiman Shuaibu co-authored a book with the renowned international author and speaker Brian Tracy, and the book name is it was titled The Will to Win. He is a chief consultant and a CEO of BFD Consulting Services. So with that,
yes, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Angie.
I thought I lost connection.
So value packed. Today is going to be so value packed. I hope you had the citation as well as I did. Wow, thank you. I think we are very blessed today to have Mr. Suleiman Shaibu with us. Please, Mr. Suleiman, you have our floor. You have the floor to give us what you have for us today. Please go on, sir.
Thank you very much, Ogechi. Please, where do you share the screen here? I mean, this is the first time I've seen this feature on Zoom. I'm looking for my. I'm now looking for my own button. Hold on a minute. Just hold on. Okay, I've seen it. I think I've seen it. Don't worry. I'll share my screen now. Give me 1 minute. Please, when you see my screen, let me know. Can everybody see my screen? If you can see my screen, I'll look up for some thumbs up, or maybe can you confirm you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so this is the topic. We're talking about leveraging technology in your business and in your career. So I think they've done enough citation about me, but I think a couple of things I think you should know about me quickly. First thing is that I finished from FUTO. I finished in 1991. I read electrical electronics, specialization in electronics and computer engineering. I was one time chairman of the Lagos chapter of this wonderful alumni. So great FUTites, greatest FUTites. So, great. So I'm in familiar territories. I'm in familiar territory here. Wow. So yes, I speak. I author a book. I'm actually authoring 4 books. One of them, which I'm writing with my wife, called Digital Children Need Digital Parents. I work with both corporate and business owners. And yes, I'm passionate about leadership. I'm passionate about things that have to do with men. So as we start, I'd like to make a quick disclaimer that most of the opinion that I'll be sharing here are purely mine. They don't represent any organization's opinion. They're just my own personal opinion. And the information I'm sharing doesn't serve as a financial advice. Please kindly take the information that I share here, take the one that is useful to you, apply it to your business and your personal life. Information changes very fast because we're in a digital age. So it means some of the information I'll be sharing here, some of them may be dated. I believe in science and I believe in God. It's important to make this disclaimer because later on, we'll be talking about the future, about exciting things that are coming ahead. And some people, because of their belief, they may feel challenged by some of the utterances that I'll make. So I've stated upfront that I believe in science. By the way, I went to University of Technology, so it's normal that I would have been indoctrinated with science. So there are 5 categories of people that are here today listening to me. The first one is that because this is an alumni event, I'm sure that there are some people who have just left the university that are here trying to figure out a couple of things. So you finished from FUTO and you're here attending an alumni event organized here, and you're trying to understand, oh, how does technology fit into the whole picture? You can also be an employee working somewhere, working for an organization, whether it's a small or a big one. You can also be a business owner. So you have a business, people are working for you, or you can be a solopreneur. You are your own boss, you have nobody reporting to you, you do your own thing. You may also be a researcher. You are curious because we come from a science background. You want to know what's out there. Lastly, is that you're just here because you're just curious. You want to know what's new in the space area of technology, and you want to educate yourself. So I will try my best to try and address these 5 major players that are here on this webinar or online session that we're having. Just quickly, let's go to the topic, leverage, because I mean the key word here is leverage, and leverage has several meanings. If we were to if I were to zoom, just give me a minute, here, closer, you will see, because we're all science people, because we want to invest technology, we'll still remember what they mean by leverage. Leverage means when you exert force by means of a lever, something that helps to make something move or shift. And if you've delved to the space of finance, you will know that leverage, leverage ratio is when you take the loan that a business has, when you divide it over the total shareholding or share capital of the business. But those are not the things we're talking about here today. We're talking about something much more interesting, which is how to take advantage of technology in your personal life, in your career, and in your business. That is what we're talking about this evening. Okay, so let's move on. I hope everyone can see hear me. You can hear me. Please let me see it in the chat room. Okay, I can see somebody here called Mohammed Sani. Hope lecture materials will be shared after. Well, it depends on Ogoji and the team. I will share some things with you, but I'll tell you how to get them. So next thing I want to talk about quickly is to show you, to still explain more the concept of leverage, right? So when you think about it, leverage is that set of action you take to take advantage of something. So we'll first start from this side of the diagram. This is somebody using a small amount of money to generate huge amount of money. The person is leveraging, is taking advantage of something. The other one is like the same science lever that we know. But one thing you should know at the back of your mind is that whenever you want to leverage anything, there are 5 things that are common. You must have knowledge of what it is you want to leverage. You must exert some effort. This is not the classical case where we say small effort, big return. No, you will exert some effort, no matter how small it is. You will involve yourself. It will involve you buying knowledge or using the knowledge that you have, and also to utilizing your time. It will involve you spending some money, either to acquire knowledge, to acquire an asset, to recruit people, or to do something. Then lastly, you also need to take advantage of the platform. So there's something you want to leverage. So whatever that thing is, you will need a vehicle to be able to do it. Now, let's go into the real world. They say numbers do not lie. These are 10 men. Interestingly, there's no woman in this list. Wow, don't worry, I'm sure this list will change very soon. There are many new female billionaires that are coming. But you see, this list shows people who took maximum advantage of the pandemic. When everything was shut down, people were locked down at home. These businessmen, they made much more money in the pandemic than anyone did. We start here, starting from the left-hand side. We have Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bernard Arnault, you have Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, blah, blah, blah. But one thing is common is that 70% of the people who are on this rich list are in the area of technology. They're either offering technology as a service, or providing as a platform, or providing a product, or leveraging technology. So what I'm about to share with you in the next couple of slides will help validate this point, that it doesn't matter what circumstances we find ourselves, we have the real opportunity of taking advantage of technology. 40% of the world population have access to the internet. Now, this is huge. As at the last count, we have over 7.9 billion people. So if you take 40%, you can imagine how many people have access to the internet. You have 2.65 billion people on social media, and 90% of the data generated today were generated during the past 2 years. It means that we're in an age where we are inundated with data. Why? Because we're always taking selfie pictures, we are recording events, we are sharing favorite moments with friends, family, sharing our products or services on the internet. CO2 gas emission reached a record high, more than it is 4 million years ago. It means our own planet is under serious attack. So when you're hearing people screaming about climate change, take note. And I'll still come back to the reason why I added these statistics, even though we're talking about how to leverage technology in your business and in your career. 2 commercial space missions have already been executed this year. One by Jeff Bezos and the other by Richard Branson. They did commercial space flights. 5.81 Americans above the age of 12 have been fully vaccinated. You know, Biden took over January 20th of this year, and between now and then, in conjunction with the US military, doctors, vaccine companies like Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, they have been able to execute this mission, taking advantage of technology to vaccinate 58.1%. We're talking over 167 or 180 million people within 8 months. Now, that is a huge achievement. They are taking advantage of technology. But I will still break it down as we go further. Let's come down home locally. MTN last year, according to their financial report, had 76.5 million subscribers, of which they've lost over 3 million because of the name registration that was imposed by the federal government. But they also grew their data by 5.12%. They are the second most capitalized stock on our exchange. So what does this tell you? It tells you that telecoms, technology companies are doing great stuff. Startups raised over 40% of money they raised in 2021 than what it is they've raised during the past 5 years. You'll still see more about it in the next slide. Nigeria conducts the highest cryptocurrency trading in Africa and is probably the third major player in the world. So there's a lot going on around the globe. Let's still bring some of the story more localized. The World Bank is supporting Nigeria with $367 million when it comes to solar or alternative energy. In the same breath, the president recently commissioned a 1.52 megawatt solar plant. I will soon connect all the dots together. I'm just showing you so that I remember we're all students of science and technology, went to FUTO. So some of the information here will be relevant to you. To another big story, Facebook in conjunction with MTN, Orascom, and some other big players are bringing undersea cable to the southeastern part of Nigeria. FUTO is in Owerri and it's in the what? Southeastern part of Nigeria. This is big news, it's huge. If you look at the map on this side, let me zoom so you can see. This is how the underwater cable will get there. And these are the countries where these cables will go through. It means that broadband, high-speed internet will get better in Nigeria. We'll be able to do a lot of things leveraging the internet. Next. I've already showed this to you before, that Nigeria is a major player when it comes to cryptocurrency trading. During the past 5 years, before 2020, the Nigerian fintech community, they raised over $600 million. And this year, 2021, they have raised $276.5 million. So a lot is happening in the Nigerian tech space. There is a lot of opportunities in the area of tech for us to pay attention to. And there's so many careers that people should pay particular attention to. So the first one is that I'm sure you know, we hear about a lot of people who are immigrating to Canada. They tell you they're looking for system analysts. Well, system analyst is a very, very fast-growing career. A database administrator, a data analyst or scientist, or data scientist as they're called, whether you're a communication, a network specialist, web application, software developer, mobile app developer. As you come to find out, a lot of users have access to the internet through their phone. So apps that will make their life better, they're looking for developers around the world. Information security. You've heard about the ransomware that affected the pipeline company where fuel, or what you call oil, was a major challenge in the US. AI specialists, robotics, and cybernetics. These are careers that will be of great interest, that are in high demand as we speak. Let me spend a few minutes talking about security. Security is going to be very huge going forward. Why? Because a lot of our data have been moved to the cloud. Remember now, if your phone gets faulty or gets bad, you've already synced all your contacts to the cloud, whether it's Google Cloud, whether it's Microsoft Cloud, or whether it is Amazon Web Services. People are running a lot of their businesses. You have so many applications, whether you're using Canva, you're running Facebook, all these are applications that are running in the cloud. You don't download them and put them on your PC. You can access it anywhere you go. The issue of ransomware is also to helping people pay more attention to security of their data. And because now we're beginning to spend digital currency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, mention it, it's important for us to guard our data properly. And because we're interconnected, whether we're schooling, we're running business, or we're in government, people's data are flying around. And it's important that those data are safeguarded. The question then is that if you're a manager in today's digital world, what are the things that employers are looking from you to have? What kind of qualities should you have? Let me go through 5 qualities that you should pay attention to if you are a manager in this new digital world. So the first thing that we'll say is that 1, you need to know and embrace technology. You must know how to use it, you must know how to procure it, and you must know how to deploy it. We're not saying that you have to physically deploy it, but you have to either know how to hire the people to deploy it for you. You must pay attention to security, both physical and virtual. I've already explained that in the previous slide, talking to you about how important data security is going to be to organizations. Whether it is, we're talking about ethical hacking, or we're talking about people who are trying to take full control of your business. You need to understand some level of finance, right? You need to understand what OPEX means, what CAPEX means. The reason is because many of the software that organizations are selling or creating now, they are called software as a service, SaaS. So you need to understand how the purchase or the amount you'll be paying annually or monthly, how it will impact your business. So it's not compulsory for you to know everything in finance, but you cannot be a modern day manager and not know these things. Then you also have to be specific about how you want to use technology. How do you want to take advantage of it as a business owner, as an individual, or even as a country? Yes, and there's nothing like just security. You have to think about security from different dimensions. From when you can be attacked, where your data is kept. So we'll talk about it like data sovereignty. These are things that are important for people to pay attention to. Now, let's talk about exciting technologies. What is in the radar? What is already here? So we'll start from the left-hand side. These are driverless cars. Driverless cars are here. You can see that companies like Uber, Telsa, you have even remote driving already here. So there are cars that can power themselves from beginning to the end, take you from one place to the other without you getting involved. So this, you may say this is the future, but it's here now. This is a drone delivering drugs. You heard Jack Ma came to West Africa last year during the COVID and gave over $250,000 to a Ghanaian startup so that they will spend more researching and developing their drone services. So they can use to deliver medicines, not only to deliver food. Amazon and Co, they are spending their investment and time working in this area. Then there's also blockchain. Blockchain has many uses. It's not just only in the area of digital currency. You can even use it for identification purposes, for address on your network, to protect your environment, to talk about transactions. So these are things that we need to pay particular attention to. This This advert, let me zoom in, is from Burger King. It looks yummy. So if you like burgers, this should be of interest to you. I can see some people licking their lips, right? But guess what? This is not real meat. This is not real meat. It's fake meat. It's meat made from a plant. It smells and tastes like meat. That is how far science and technology has gone. So those things we used to read in all those sci-fi comics or watching those sci-fi movies, they are here with us now. This is an electric car. Electric cars have made Elon Musk a very rich person. Why? Because there's a need for us to find alternative energy. So especially a country like Nigeria that is still dependent on oil, it's time for us to rethink our model. A few days ago, Elon Musk released this bot or this robot called Telsa bots. It can do a lot of things. This is the future where we'll be seeing humanoids and robots coming to assist us at home to do things. They can carry things, they can follow instruction, they can drive, they can do a lot of things. This is on the right-hand side here, you have Richard Branson. He and his mates, they went on a commercial flight to space. So those things you read about, they are here with us. I first saw this, this is a vacuum cleaner. I saw this robot in Canada in 2019, my friend's house. So this robot can actually help you clean your house without any intervention. You program it and you go around and clean all the dirt, pack it, and it switches itself up. It can even climb some very difficult areas. So it's here. Sorry. We're also in the age of solar now, where people have solar panels to provide alternative energy. And it's going to be huge in Nigeria. Why? Because if you take the northern part of Nigeria where they have plenty of sun and they have plenty of space, this is a very good area for one to invest in, to start thinking about. This last one is what you call hydroponic farming. I will still show you more in another diagram in the course of this presentation. This is where you do farming without having to dig any ground. You do all the things in a flower pot. You grow plants and you grow fruits there, using water, using technology, taking advantage of what you call Internet of Things. So these technologies are already here. We're also in the age where we're spending digital currency, Bitcoins, Ethereum, mention it. We're also in the age where we work from home. As a matter of fact, we're holding this conference and I'm in my study delivering this conference to you. So these are the new realities that are here. And we're taking advantage of broadband, taking advantage of the internet, taking advantage of applications like Zoom to be able to conduct this session. We will do a lot of homeschooling, we do remote schooling. We also do telemedicine, where you don't have to be physically be in front of a doctor for a doctor to be able to diagnose you or offer medicine or tell you what it is that you require for you to stay healthy. Learning has changed. Yes, you will take a lot of online courses. You will graduate. You will defend your thesis remotely. I share this example because, like you've read when they were doing my citation, they were talking about programs that we run for children. So outside our J job, we also work with children. And last year, we had a very fantastic event where we had over 700 plus children and we had 32 speakers from different countries, and we're teaching them different kind of things. This is the CEO of a company in the UK called Bigger Plates, and he was teaching children mind mapping. So let me zoom and just show you. There we go. So this is Liam, and these are children from different areas, different parts of the world. We have children from Cote d'Ivoire, from Kenya, South Africa, various parts of Nigeria attending the event. This is the power of technology at play. It's no longer sci-fi, it's real, and it's here with us. Let's go on. So, as an individual, you have several choices before you. how do you want to leverage technology? Do you want to be a consumer or a user? Or do you want to be a provider or a platform owner? Or do you want to be an investor in the areas of technology? Or do you want to be a manager deploying this technology? Or do you just want to be a spectator? You just can't sit down and look. That's the big question you need to ask yourself. And as Stephen Covey says, the way you see a problem itself is the problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a series of a slide that will explain to you how, as individuals and businesses, we should be viewing this topic of technology. Let me start with individual. As an individual, you must accept the fact that technology is a reality. Forget all this conspiracy theory and focus on the meat of the matter. Denial will not change it. Technology has come to stay. It will impact our lives in various ways. It's already impacting it. Because of this pandemic now, we cannot even just gather anyhow. And we're having this session remotely. You must decide what role you want to play, whether you want to be a user, provider, or a broker, that's an intermediary. You must even choose the area that is of interest to you. Aside from the traditional IT technology, there are so many areas for one to play in. Whether you are doing, you are interested in drone, you are interested in AI, data sciences, crypto, nanotechnologies, Internet of Things, biotech, 3D printing, space, alternative energy, the list is long. But you must know one thing at the back of your mind, that as they say, the money is in the niches. The more you specialize, the more money you will make, right? You also have to decide what type of player you want to be. You want to be an individual player, a business owner, or an investor. This is me, right? I freelance. I provide coaching services remotely, and I coach people from different countries, taking advantage of technology, leveraging different kind of platforms. As you can see, this is me providing coaching to people in Canada, in the US, to mention a few. So what I'm saying is that as an individual, you have a clear role assigned to you to decide what it is you want to do and how you want to take advantage of your knowledge of technology, or as you see technology. As an individual, when it comes to your career, you must learn how to use basic tools, whether it's how to use Zoom for video conferencing, Microsoft Teams, different kind of apps. It's your job. You can create courses. You have to choose the area that you're passionate about. You also have to get mentors or pay people to help you in this area. One thing that we know for sure is that when it comes to career in tech, it's huge. A lot of organizations, NGOs, companies are spending money on technology. The investment in STEM, which is science, technology, what does E stand for, and mathematics, is an area where you can get scholarship. If you go online and type the word STEM, you can look for scholarship. It's also the new frontier. There are so many areas for you to go to that will make you a specialist, whether you're doing blockchain, AI, robotics, etc. Broadband is coming to Nigeria. It's already here. In Lagos, we're already enjoying broadband. For the past 2 to 3 years, I've been running internet 24/7. There's a company called K-Contech that provides us that service to us here. So yes, it's here. So it's as if we are abroad. So we can't run away from it. You can decide to learn about tech either on your own or in a group. But remember that tech is the new gold, and knowledge, you can go to anywhere, and you can even do your schooling remotely. Not only when you go there, you can get degrees. Okay, so let's talk a little bit of strategy. When it comes to career, the way I want you to view your career, especially as it relates to technology, if you are interested in the area of technology, is to think about it the way we talk about red and blue ocean strategy. You see, on this side, which is the left-hand side, when you do traditional things that everybody is doing, you'll be competing with many players. The first thing it does is that it cannibalizes your worth. Because many people can do it, the price, you will not be able to charge very high. Or you not even though the service is in demand, the person can easily get this service, you'll be one of the people who is competing for it. My advice to young people and to people who are interested in going to this new frontier of tech is to go to areas that there are not many people playing there. And there are so many areas. This is just a very short list. First one is animation. And as you already can tell, if you have been following Hollywood, you will notice that a lot of the blockbuster movies that make billions are usually all these sci-fi movies, whether it is Batman, Spider-Man, the Avengers series, etc. Animation is huge. So if you're interested in animation, there are very few players in Nigeria. It means you can actually carve a niche for yourself. Understanding cryptocurrency, it is the future. Even Nigeria itself is about to float its own digital currency. So the more, whether it's blockchain, you can work for a lot of payment company, you can work for banks, drone flying, or its deployment. You will get organizations to recruit you because it's the new area. 3D printing. If you go online now and type 3D printing accessories on Jumia, they're already selling 3D printing equipment in Nigeria. So it's here. Developing apps, mobile apps, providing security. Do you know how much companies pay to secure their organization so they don't have ransomware like it happened to the pipeline company in the US? Recently, we heard about somebody that stole $600 million worth of Bitcoin only for him to return it. You can imagine the frustration and the anxiety it must have caused the owner when the owner found out that his money had been stolen digitally. So the need for us to find people that can help us with fraud prevention cannot be overstated. I don't want to keep repeating about solar. Nigeria has an energy problem. So all forms of alternative energy is a welcome development. Ogechi, I don't know, I can see you're trying to reach me. Is there something, do I need to slow down? I'm mindful of time. I'll soon be wrapping up. Hello?
Okay, we'll be having a short break in the next 5 minutes. So you can take some water too, sir.
Okay, fine, no problem.
We're enjoying the discussion. We are enjoying it.
Thank you. I saw your flash on my phone here. Okay, that's great. So yes, we'll soon be also be wrapping up very soon. Should we have the break now? Should we have the break now?
Yes, for me, I think it's right time we'll have a break so that we can digest most of the points.
No problem. No problem. That's good. We can have the break. Let me get a glass of water myself. So
Great.
If you excuse me, I'll get a glass of water now.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Thank you so much, sir. That PVC Innovation of Food. So Professor Emeka Oguze is here with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. PVC, can we have you say hi?
Constantly changing technology offers limitless possibilities and risk in quality of business decisions. Trusted insights are required for best results. We're proud of our clients and what we have achieved with them. We also believe our clients are proud of us. We are General Marine and Oil Services Limited. Our partner is called MO Services. We inspect, we assure, and we certify. What we do: inspection. We have eyes for details. We look deep to find the facts using the best observatory tools and techniques. Assurance. Our word is our bond. At GMO, we use the best judgment from facts to guide our clients with the best decisions. We do this with professionalism, and our clients believe us. Certification. Our signature is golden. When we issue a certificate, we mean it. Our inspection and assurance activities are certified true value. Our range of services include product inspection, lab and quality testing, cargo inspection, technical inspection, environmental services, warehouse management. We deploy our specialized skills to accomplish safe operation and excellence in services to the advantage of our clients. General Marine and Oil Services Limited, GMO, is an emerging leader in inspection, assurance and certification services. For inquiries, visit us at 2 Whole Lane GRA, Apapa, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-9811-9427 or 070-9811-9422, or email info@gmo.com.ng, or visit our website www.gmo.com.ng. GMO, constantly changing technology.
We are one big family, soulmates family. Together we work, together we win. We are rich, our resilience, our integrity, see, consistency, humility, soulmates, healthcare like soulmate. Working together, winning together, sharing together, that's our family. Working together, winning together, sharing together, that's our family. Soulmates, healthcare like soulmate.
Your look changes when you find your soulmate.
Okay, thank you for that beautiful break. We'll hand over back the mic to our presenter to carry on with the beautiful presentation. Welcome back, engineer.
Okay, thank you. Is my screen still in a sharing mode? Can they see my screen?
We can only see you. Maybe you can reshare your screen.
Okay, let's go. Just give me a minute. All right. So yeah, sorry, as I was saying earlier on, I think what is important for us to all pay attention to is that the market is huge. There's so many opportunities. Choose the area you want to specialize in. Go to areas that not many people are playing so that you can be a big fish in a small pond. You can do great things. You can command high fees, big salaries, and you can get a lot of opportunity for scholarship, and even sometimes partnership or investment as well. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. So yes, I think for business owners, the imperative is for business owners to remain competitive. You have to use technology to do your business better than you're doing it. You use technology to save costs, to optimize processes, to ensure things can be done in an efficient manner, and so that you can stay competitive and you're ahead of the pack. For business owners, you need to hire experts, people who can help you utilize the investment you've made in technology. You have to choose your role. You have to decide. I can't overemphasize this. I've said this several times. It's either you're a user, you're a provider, or you're a broker. Choose the one you want to be. Attend seminar, educate your people, set a high standard of things that they need to do differently. I think we also need to start to see things differently. And if we need to change, we need to change. Sometimes I think it can be scary, but at the back of our mind, we need to have somebody who can work with, either as an accountability partner, or you can hire an accountability coach. I saw a chat in the room here where we're talking about If you take Lagos, for example, Lagos is highly populated. There's a lot of people, and we produce a lot of waste. So waste management and disposal of it, or recycling of PET bottles, whatever it is, they represent huge opportunities. The one-time US President, John F. Kennedy, says that crisis has two sides. One side is danger, the other side is opportunity. And that's how Japanese represents the symbol crisis. So immaterial of what side of the fence you find yourself, there is a lot of opportunities in this area, and we can leverage our knowledge in biotech, in materials management, name it, to be able to help society. Remember that the way people get rewarded is by the size and the complexity of problems that they solve. So if you see Elon Musk today is the richest person, no, it's not because he's lucky. He has solved a very, very vital problem that impacts many people. The first problem he solved is that, one, he saved people the problem of having to deal with a lot of mechanical parts in a car. Two, he saved a lot of people the cost that they incur from investment they make in fuel for their cars. He saved them the inconveniences of having to drain oil, find it, etc. And it also helps the climate. So yes, the bigger the problem we solve, the more money that we get. So the question then is, what are the next steps? The first step I would say is that if you need to change, please don't be ashamed to say it's time to change. Change, as it says here in this slide, if you don't like where you are, move. You're not a tree. That's what Jim Rohn, the author and speaker, rightly said. It's only trees that find it very difficult to move. They're stuck in one place. Don't be stuck in one place. If you need to change, change. We must find a way to embrace technology. Technology is here to stay. Technology will create problems, but guess what? Technology solves more problems than it creates. The space is changing very fast. You need to choose your path. If you are confused, find a mentor or hire an expert. And the opportunity is huge, especially because we come from a university of technology. So we have what you call first mover advantage. Even women are also more favored. If you go online and search for a lot of scholarship investment funds that are dedicated to encouraging women to be in the area of technology, they are huge. So all the ladies who are here, just be rest assured that you have an unfair advantage against men when it comes to opportunities for tech. There's plenty of opportunities for it. Because we're in the era of COVID, you should not allow that to be an excuse. Remember my first set of slides that I showed today. I showed how a lot of people got richer, even during this COVID. So COVID should not be an excuse. There are many free courses teaching all the topics that I've been talking about, whether it's cryptocurrency, whether it is alternative energy, mention it. Don't be a spectator. Embrace change. Change is hard, but change brings about great opportunities. You can see, if you want to go to a bigger pond, you need to make some effort and live like this fish. So if there's one book I'd like to recommend to all of us to read, it's a book called Who Moved My Cheese. This book, I have it. We give it to children at our program. When I do consulting work, we give it to clients because we're in an era of change and some of us are still struggling. We are still in analog mode, even though we went to the University of Technology. Please, let us try and embrace change. This book is a very easy to read book. I think it's about 100 or so pages, but it's written in bold print and it's written in a story format. You will enjoy the story, you will laugh, you see yourself in that story. And of course, the book I wrote with Brian Tracy called The Will to Win. Hold on a minute, let me see. So yes, I have the book, both you can see it here, I have it in hardcover, I have it in soft cover. If you're interested, please reach out to me. We'll get the book shipped to you. You can also buy the book on Amazon as well. So it's there. So this is the link. This is how much it costs. 10,000 naira for the hard copy. For the soft cover is 6,500. Delivered to you here within Lagos. If you are in a faraway location, we'll work out the price and let you know how it will be delivered. So these are various ways in which you can reach me. You can take a screenshot of these links. There are many ways you can contact me, and this is a way in which you can also get to the book. If you need coaching services, they're also there for you. So we've reached that session, which is called Q&A. I'll be very, very happy to take your questions. I'm sure there are tons and tons of things that you like to know, or things you require clarification on. So that's my presentation. Ogochi, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can we have some? Can you send your favorite emoji to thank our speaker for today? This is so value packed. Can we have some emoji thanking him? Please, let's show him some love. Please, Engineer Itis, are you in the house? Please, over to you as we show our speaker some love in the chat.
Okay, Director, thanks so much. Speaker, we appreciate this wonderful presentation. In fact, this is most needed. While we are waiting for the questions to crop up, I would personally want to crave the indulgence of the speaker to tap into his wealth of knowledge. You know, he made mention of new opportunities that we can find within the technological space. And there is one that is really an oil mill within the Western region currently, and Nigeria seems not to have SMEs operating within this space. It's called electronic waste management. Hello, can we all hear me?
We're listening. I'm hearing.
Okay, so I personally want to get your input on possibilities of SMEs, investors coming into this space of electronic waste management. If you look at the various slides you shared, you find out that there are a lot of toxic electronics that are involved when they are outdated from use. So the issue of electronic waste management is very, very worrisome, even in establishment and big conglomerates, that they worry and bother how they can dispose, recycle, and manage this electronic waste. Another angle to look at it is when you come to companies that have large amount of data that have existed and is already out of use for their operations. How do they manage this electronic waste, and how can business startups and investors take up this opportunity, because it's very, very rich within the Nigeria ecosystem? Thank you.
Okay, Chinedu, was that Chinedu?
Yes, it's me.
Okay, good. Chinedu, thank you very much. First thing is that I think there is a company, there are two companies that are actually involved in electronic waste management in Nigeria. I met the guy at one event. I'll try to remember his name. He's a Yoruba guy. He actually exports all these batteries and coal that you use from this inverter outside the country. They recycle them, recreate them back, and send them back again to Nigeria. That's one. Two is that if you, all of us who watch the Olympics, if you do a quick research online now, you will find out that those medals that were given to the winners at the event, a large portion of it came from recycled electronics. Yes, a large portion of it, almost like 95%. Those gold and all those silver and gold, they just only put some elements of those different metals in them to distinguish them from, to separate them between gold, silver, and bronze. Yeah, the beds and a lot of things that they used in Japan were recycled. So to answer your question directly, Chinedu, I think the first thing you need to do is, even though these opportunities do exist, you need to first find out and understand the value chain. It's one thing for you to go and gather all this waste, but if you don't have somebody to take it off you, you will have wasted a lot of time. Then also too, you also need to find out behind the scene, what are the unwritten and the written rules about waste management in the state which you operate in. I'll give you a very good example like Lagos here. There's almost like a cartel now for when it comes to PET bottles. You just can't wake up in the morning and go to any estate and take PET bottles. There are already some established players that either the estate resident association have agreed with them on how they dispose PET bottles. Specific to electronic waste, I would say that you should approach corporate organizations, especially banks, oil companies, etc. Anyone who spend huge investments when it comes to buying servers or data or invest in data center. But I will also say that even the spending in that area is reducing of late. Remember that infrastructure as a service and putting some of these things in the cloud is the new way in which people are going. So yes, have those discussions. People that are selling solar equipment, because after some time, like 3 to 5 years, these solar panels will get bad. They will need to be replaced. They will need to be disposed. You should also go to your local chambers of commerce and find out the people who you need to talk to help you in that area. I'm sure that we have other questions, so we don't hug the session with only electronic waste management, but it's a very valid question you've asked. Thank you
so much.
Okay. Yes.
So do we have any other question coming up from anybody? Director?
Can I say something about just a few things about what X-Man just spoke about?
Okay.
Okay, good. Yes, the e-waste, first of all, let me start by saying that it's about, I think it's about 85 to 90% of the medals that was used in Tokyo are made from e-waste.
That's correct.
Good. And what is happening now as we speak in Europe, there is scarcity of chips, there's scarcity of materials to continue to make chips for a lot of the devices, especially now, the car companies like Toyota and others are complaining that there is a scarcity of it. So what most times, what they are doing now is they pick, the e-waste they pick from Nigeria, a lot of the items there, like the mercuries, like the brass, like the steel in all of those chips are taken back again, remelted and used for new chips and new items in order for them to say they want to remain green. So besides the plastic waste and all the organic waste, the e-waste is becoming hugely important across the globe. I have a younger brother who does that business. That's what he does, trading e-waste. And it's been an awesome thing, so, but it's not taken away from what, because technology is what is driving it. Technology is actually what is driving the e-waste. If there is no need for it, it just gets thrown away without being used. That's what I want to add.
Okay, that's great. Chairman, that means someone can actually engage in collection of this e-waste and searching for market that exists in them. Because I quite all right agree with you. In Europe, a lot of these are exchanged with new brand items paid lesser for those who are able to get the quantity they need. So entrepreneurs can actually go for some of these disposable electronic waste, and those of them that are stored in cloud that need cleaning to get more space and pay lesser will also have a better vibrant opportunity to do this kind of business. That is wonderful.
Actually, anyone that gets into it will not look for a market. There is already a market for it. Used phones, used laptops, used TVs, used tablets, and all of that. That's a market for them.
But do we have an organized access to this market within the Nigerian space?
I think there is. I think it will be taken out of this presentation, but I think
yes, you have to take it offline.
Okay.
I think a good place for you to start anyway is Otigba is there, they generate a huge amount of electronic waste. So anyone that has link to the chairman of the association of what do you call it, Uchiba, or what do you call it, computer village sellers, will leverage a lot of things. I can go and talk to Slot. We can take that offline. Yes. Benjamin has a question.
Yeah,
please.
Benjamin, please come on with your question.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Hello?
Yes,
hello,
Benjamin.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I hear you clearly.
Okay, yeah, so thank you very much for the presentation. It's been very insightful. So my question is around the data technology, the AI, the machine learning, the big data, the data visualization and the likes, So of course, these are technology where you can be able to, gain insight on data. But when you look at the clients like Africa, there are critical questions about the integrity of data. So my question is, can you gain or can you be able to make meaningful and significant progress in data technology in a client where data integrity is questionable?
Yeah, yes and no. So the standing rule says that it's garbage in, garbage out. So if the data which has been collected is unstructured and you don't have some components are missing, of course some of your interpretation will be wrong. So typically in a banking setting where data, even though a lot of data has been collected through various channels, some in handwriting, some scanned, some filled online, they go through a process of data extraction and cleaning. Those data are cleaned. Once they are cleaned, they are put in a new repository, and you can query and analyze that data to be able to provide useful information on, including the projection where next transaction will come from, how the data is being shared, etc. So to answer the question is yes and no. But I don't think you should limit your thinking to the fact that Africa has like a problem per se. It actually represents an opportunity. So if you are consulting for an organization, when you see a data gathering or a data warehousing or data formatting project, data sanitization or cleaning should be part of the exercise, or checking the integrity of the data. So yes, you should take it up for take up those opportunities. And there are already organizations that are already providing such services. And the person who is good at the art of cleaning the data or putting in the position where it is useful data will make a lot of money. So there's market and opportunity for it. Next question. Yeah, somebody is saying here, can you speak on using technology to screen job posts? Oh, wow, that's great. And that's Chi, let me see, give me a minute. I don't know which, the full name of the person. Okay, well, somebody's, I don't know who is asking this question, but I'll give an example. We recruit salespeople for organization. And from the get-go, because I've always come from a technology background, we've always used software for our hiring process. So yes, you can use software to filter people. You can even write a set of queries that will help you choose only a particular set of people. And the applications are getting better now. There's some level of AI involved in those applications. So the rules you set in choosing a candidate will go a long way in determining the output, the result that you get. Yes, you can use technology to predict sales. You can use it for forecasts. Yes, that's what all those CRM tools do. They can take past data and they can use it to do projection as to where sales will come from. And they are very useful in retail environments, in e-commerce environment.
Yes, I think somebody's trying to speak on ETL in data. Please, great. Can you unmute and tell us more about this founding. However, Speaker, what I wanted to know, with what you've presented about employers using software to screen job seekers,
yes,
screen CVs,
yes,
predict sales. So there is this challenge that is existing in the labor market, whereby job seekers just sending CVs to all sorts of job publications without knowing that they can actually track to know the validity of such job offer. You see in some places in Nigeria, you see that a lot of people go for job hunting and they lost their life in between. This is a sort of not.
So you're talking about phantom vacancies.
Good.
Vacancies are not real.
Exactly. So I know that there are softwares that you can run through an advert to check if it's actually a true vacancy or not. Are you updated with that technology so that I can share with numerous listeners that are participating in this event?
My answer is yes and no. I'll tell you why I say yes and no. First, it's very easy for you to write a set of query or an application that will help you query the veracity of whether an application is genuine or not. The question is that, is it profitable to who will benefit the most? The person who's looking for a job will not pay a fee for them to a service provider to help them check whether it is. So I'll answer it this way. So when you take sites like Jobberman, Niger Jobs, mention it, etc., even in Naira Land, where it's a discussion forum. The rules for checking whether a vacancy is real or not, it just requires us to apply common sense sometimes. And I don't know whether this is the forum to answer this question, but here's my guideline. First thing is that you cannot respond to a vacancy for which you did not apply. So there are very strange people who sometimes don't apply for vacancy, and you just get invited for an interview. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It's like you winning a lottery without buying the tickets. So we should not, as people, we should not be involved in such method of thinking. The other thing I will say is that before we go out to go and meet anybody, guys, Google is our friend. You can do your own due diligence on the internet by conducting a simple query. If you want to find out about me, Suleiman Shaibu, you need to just type my name. You will see my picture in different places, me doing different things. So if I exist or not, you will know. You can call. You can ask for a Zoom interview. At least if you want to meet self. What stops you from meeting them first? There's no need for an applicant to just go blindly to a location that they don't know and say they're going to take up a job. And looking for a job shouldn't take away your ability to apply common sense things. Yes. So that's my answer. Those applications exist, but they are not profitable to any of the parties, because the person who should be paying for it, which is the applicant, the incentive is not strong enough. So nobody will develop such application wasting their time. Is there a need for it? Yes. But it's not a train smash. It's not something that it's not commercially viable. It's not because everything cannot be written, but it's not worth the time.
Okay, I thank you for that response. That is very, very well suited for our climate. Okay. But in climes like Canada, such jobs are always run through the job portals that are controlled by government. And if you're not able to see them, you go to the non-registered job list, and you'll be able to screen such of that. And it's a very good a model that some of the people you mentioned that run employment could integrate into their platform, or even a startup could actually go through, because job seekers go through a lot of hell without getting valid information. And so these scammers go a long way to alter what they have within the Google space. And you just find out that your wasting the little resources you have, trying to get a job employment. So it's an opportunity that exists within the Nigerian space.
Okay, let me add a context, please. You see, Nigeria's biggest problem is that of identification. And you'll notice that the federal government, through the Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation, through Nigerian Orientation Agency, whatever it is, NIN, they are trying to capture everybody. So once you have data about people, you can easily check until they finish those verification processes and tie them to your banking. It's easier to run a credit check and things on people. So when somebody XYZ says he's looking for somebody, you have to unmask the person. You have to unmask the masquerade behind the. You have to unmask the person behind the masquerade so that you can know who the person is. I can run a check on the person. Let me run the person's credit check on them. That's what they do abroad. We are getting there. It will take some time, but we're getting there.
Thank you so much. Other colleagues, you have something to add?
Yes, I have a question mixed inside the comments. Wonderful presentation. In fact, I've been glued. I was out. I started running home so that I don't miss it, you know, because it's X-Man that is speaking. So there is no way to miss this. Now,
thank you.
Now, you know, a lot of people, when you talk of technology, though this is about how it can be leveraged for business and career, no doubt. And I've seen that we have begun to talk of different ways. Now, when you talk of technology, I've had several conversations with people, and it has made me try to bring out this into a concept that there can be an upstream technology, downstream technology, midstream technology. Now, there are some of us who have continued to stay in our profession while trying to also look at the business around it and all being on all-rounder. You know, so for people who are industrial chemists, for people who are into downstream, that's the research itself to bring out models and all that. You get now, there is a feeling, you understand, that how best will technology be deployed? How best would it turn into a business for them? How best would all of these be used? There are lots of them that they come out of university. They think they are chemists, biochemists, physicists, and all of these. And something tells them that they need to get into a laboratory, a physics, an electronics lab, a chemistry lab, a biotech lab, something, or even begin to think of something for themselves, like making detergent, making soap, making popcorn, making all of these. You understand? So there is a feeling, you understand, that they are cut away from technology, and everybody talking about technology is talking about fintech, coding, design of one electronic chips and all of that. And so my question would be, would you be able to look to give like a 2 minutes conversation around this, you understand, and how this can be married and how the thoughts can be broadened to understand that where they can fuse tech into their lives, their thoughts, and it becomes even useful and profitable for whatever they do or save their time.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Let me see if I understand your question very well. The question you're asking is whether the way what do you call it? You want us to bring down the example so that it's more localized, so that we don't talk about.
Yeah, let me reframe now.
Okay.
We started, all of us started our life those days with science and technology. Today, the word science has been dropped, except when it started coming back as STEM or in STEM. Understand? So now, the average person that hears the word technology is thinking that you need to build an aircraft for space, You need to build a chip for phone. You need to build all of these things, you know. Now, no one is thinking that if you find a better way to boil water faster, it's technology. If you find a better way to make better soap, or for example, somebody called me and we're talking about soap nuts. There's a particular organic fruit that's called soap nuts. So you can use it to make soap. You understand? It's a different technology. There are other ways. Those days when Buhari came, his first tenure, when things was very difficult, a lot of us were using sawdust inside them and inside a bucket, an iron bucket, and putting bottle in between, bring it out. It forms a cylindrical shape in it, and you put in charcoal and just fire, and it brings out. In fact, until when I got into deep into secondary school, I realized that what it was bringing out was butane gas.
Okay. So yeah, so I understand. So let me use this pandemic as an example. When this pandemic broke out, right? The standard expectation was that we're told by World Health Organization that we need to wash our hands, we need to sanitize ourselves. So there was a high demand for sanitizers, right? So what happened typically was that people waited for companies overseas to make the sanitizers until a few people decided to say, hold on a minute, what are the major components of these liquid sanitizers? What is inside? What kind of chemicals are inside? And how are they combined in such a way that when they are combined properly and you apply it in your hand, it doesn't burn your hand or doesn't scald your skin? I think the biggest problem we have, in my opinion, in Nigeria is that the amount invested in the area of tech or science, one, in fact, there's barely any investment actually. There's none at all. There's none at all. None at all. That's all you need to just go to the budget, you will know. They don't spend any money. They just use them for recurring expenditure, for paying salaries, for painting building. There's no money dedicated to any research. If it were the case, right, what should have happened is that basic things that are chemical oriented, we will see a lot of people investing money to do it. The reason why we don't see people do it because there are many moving parts. Imagine, for example, if Soulmate was on this call now, he will tell you that before you can do all those hair cream, there's a lot of things that is involved. Yes, he used all the knowledge he had when he was in Futo to learn all those things, to bring them, you understand, to bring to bear in his company called Soulmates. But if you are someone who is starting, my brother and sisters, the amount of money you use to go and put those things together, if you already have it, maybe you would like to put that money in a business where you can invest it and get a quick return on investment than for you to force you to find out what is best before you distinguish in the market. I know that sounds like a long spiel, but long and short of it is that the reason why you don't see people follow that route is that the time it takes before you can make a product that is separate from those people, it's always long, and you don't have enough. There are no incubators. You see, if you heard about all the investments that are coming to Nigeria, you hear 305 billion was raised because it's tech. It's because it's brain. They're not carrying anything. If they were moving parts, those money won't come that easily to the market. So if there was a place where you have an idea, then somebody help you commercialize it, then it will be best. Put it this way: a company like 7up will enter into the business of sanitizer because it already had the manufacturing processes, already had the R&D and the labs to test all those things that those guys in Unilag or University of Benin, etc., were doing when it came to making a sanitizer. So they can easily replicate themselves and do it quicker. An individual doesn't have the capacity to do that. It's very expensive. So that's why it seems as if we are not talking about it. It's not because the opportunity do exist. They do. But when you think about it from a business standpoint, and if you're an investor, remember today I talked about what the roles you can play in this technology journey. You can either be a spectator, you can be a user and a consumer, you can be a business owner, You can be somebody deploying technology, or you can be someone who is an investor in technology. If somebody asks you to come and invest your hard-earned money in it, you will be skeptical because it's easy for the money to burn and go away. But knowledge, there are not many moving parts. It's in your brain. Either you know how to write a line of code or you don't know how to write it. That's why it seems as if the discussion seemed tilted in that direction. I hope I'm able to answer your question.
Yes.
It's not because there's no opportunity. There is. The cost of starting is high. That's why.
That's wonderful.
You can't compete with 7-Up. 7-Up has marketing channel, has money to deploy the thing. That's why they were able to enter it and do it quickly.
Thank you so much.
I just have brand. They are believable. You know, if my name is Suleiman Shaibu and I said I'm selling this new hand sanitizer now, and 7-Up, you want to know 7-Up? You know where 7-Up office is in Alausa area. You can talk, you know where they are. You know them. So that's why. And
okay.
That's why that's it, please. We need to
invest area. X-Man, I'm just smiling when you made an example, jokingly. So users like us, we are also helping technology, right?
Yeah, Chama, let me add something quickly before I lose track of it. X-Man made a very important analogy with the difference that exists between fresh graduates and already made businesses. I think what most professionals lack in bringing and translating their skills into money is the right business model. If you develop the right business model, you will leverage a lot with technology. I want to use a chemical analyst or a chemistry analyst or environmentalist or a geophysicist as an example. You have your tablets. You know about how to develop flow process, flow diagram. How do you develop flow diagram? Can't you deploy this flow diagram to collecting sample and working as an independent analyst? This is what I mean. I am not employed by NAFDAC, but I understand how to do laboratory analysis that whenever you take it to NAFDAC, it will pass screening. Or whenever you take a soil sample to a laboratory, it will return positive. I have got that knowledge, but the problem is that how am I able to use my phone to develop a model which anybody who need that doesn't know any closed laboratory can quickly come to me. I pick up the sample, go to the closest laboratory like Firo, NAFDAC, do the analysis, get a standard report, and sell back to this person. It's a business model. I think that's what you're asking. For instance, I must not have hand sanitizer, I must not have a physical product. This was the problem, some of the mistakes we made while we left school early. Yes. To be very honest with you, I became very much aware of independent practice about 2 years when I started my company. Independent practice tells that you use the knowledge you have, develop a business model. Thank God for Lagos Business School. It gives you the opportunity to translate your idea into solving problems. When you are able to understand that most entrepreneurs who have physical products find it difficult to conduct appropriate analysis, and you have your phone, you have 60,000 followers. Out of these 60,000 followers, 50 of them are looking for how to register their products. And the problem they have is that they don't have good standard operating procedure developed. You can program standard operating procedures and upload on your handles. You can develop a chain of delivery whereby anybody who has a sample to analyze and has no laboratory close to him can come to your inbox, follow your chains, report the case, and you send somebody who picks up this sample, bring this to you, you go to the closest laboratory, analyze, and bring a result that is reliable. Firo, you might be surprised to know that Firo is open to a lot of technological advancement if you understand the process, but they will not allow you into the laboratory if you don't understand the process or have a working model that can compensate their time for the opportunity they are giving you. So I think what we should take out from this your question is developing a business model that is in line with your discipline so that they can use the available technology to deploy it, create services that will be patronized. From there, you build the resources to acquire what is needed to independently render such services. That's what I see from that comment.
Thank you very much. I like your input. So you notice a behavior in Futo, and I don't know, I left Futo in 1991, so I can't make any comment. Any comment I make most certainly will be false and will be wrong. But here is what I know about human behaviors. When they are teaching all those GS courses, right? A lot of people who are studying engineering always turn up their nose and said, what are they teaching? How has that got to do with me? But as you come to find out is that understanding business is very important to your survival. There is no amount of engineering that you know. If you cannot translate your engineering to business, to the commercial side to make money, you've wasted your time. So think about it. What you just explained now is not a course that is being taught in Futo. How to ensure you can bridge this gap between you and Firo. If they teach it, it will open people's eyes early and they will know exactly what to do. This is a gap that I think the school should champion. I know Ejerese and co are running for a council seat, but these are the kind of inputs that we're hoping that the alumni will bring to the table when they meet at the council and they speak about things that should change in the school. There's no need for us to churn out people who are very brilliant, but they don't know how to turn their brilliance to money. It's going to be frustrating both to the student and to the school. By the way, if we were to analyze some of the companies that have been raising money of late, they come from different schools. Federal University of Technology, Mina, what do you call this? Seventh-day Adventist School, Babcock, all those schools. So Futo also needs to enter the business side. It's not just enough for us to understand technology, but we have to translate it to money as well, or to know how to translate it to money, or know how to speak business language so that we'll be given a seat on the table.
Business language, that is it. Business language.
Yep.
Business language. Thank you so much. This juncture, I think, is there any other question we need to address in this forum? If there is none, we hand over this discussion section back to the Director of a vote of thanks. Thank you so much, Aga Shaibu, for the wonderful presentation. I definitely knew from the onset that this leveraging on technology was going to be an eye-opener to so many opportunities. Please, I hand over back to Director to round up this session. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Engineer Shaibu. Thank you so much, Engineer Chinedu. Thank you to all who contributed to this. It's been a wonderful section, I must confess. The key word is leverage and technology. Technology is the new code, like he told us. And numbers don't lie. He gave us a lot of analysis. He gave us a lot of things to show us that technology is the new feature. And an exciting feature is here. Everything will change. Learning will change. Everything will eventually change with technology. But the big question is, what role do you want to play? Do you want to be a provider? Do you want to be a user? Do you want to be a broker? Do you want to be an investor? How do you want to? The market is huge, like he told us. You can be a spectator. You can be, just decide what you want to be. Decide the role you want to play in technology. The world is changing. The market is huge, like he told us. Please, let's get back, as he has given us the most important tips. Let's go and think about them and make the best use of them. That's actually our intention of putting this class together, putting this webinar together, to help our people know that we can start from the things we see around us. The world is changing. Technology is the new code, he has told us. So please, let's go back today and think deeply on how we can play in the new future, which is technology. You can leverage on technology. It is possible. He has given us so many instances in eWest, in so many ways we can leverage on technology. If you want the slide he shared with us, please let the hub know. We'll work with him to get the slides, and so we can share to the people. We are also live on YouTube. You can get us through our different channels. You can watch this again on YouTube, so you can get the information again. So on this note, I want to say a very big thank you to our guest speaker. It's been so much value. It's been back-to-back value. Honestly, I was with my pen and paper. I was writing. I think at the time I lost hold. I couldn't write again. Honestly, you gave us so much value. And on behalf of the hub, we want to say a very big thank you for coming today. Thank you so much, sir. And may God bless you. Because we know that whoever gives value will always get value back. You've added so much value to us today. And we say a very big thank you. And we also have, okay, you want to say one thing, sir?
No, I just want to say first, guys, thank you very much for giving the opportunity. I feel very honored to speak to the alumni. I'm encouraged by our strides in the marketplace. Futo people always get recruited in very good organization. Our job is to ensure that we get more of our people placed. Our job is for us. We are in the forefront of technology. We have an unfair advantage against other people that studied other courses. So when they say on your marks, get set, go, we should hit the road running. We have opportunities ahead of us, and we are the people that the country is looking up to. We are the people that our society is looking up to help change things. I think we can do it. We just keep pushing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So on this note, we end today's section. TMiT 10 was a big success. Congratulations to all of us that attended. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So stop the recording now for some other familiar chants.
Okay. So guys, I'm leaving now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.